Okay, hi everyone. Today's topic, right? We are discussing about what is a social enterprise. So we get questions from time to time. If you want to ask us any questions, right? Please drop us an email. Okay. My email is Daryl DARYL at easilycorp.com, EASILYCORP.com. Okay, so let's touch on social enterprise. We actually get quite a lot of people inquiring what is a social enterprise, and I've been handling social enterprises for quite some time. I've set up quite a fair number of social enterprises and assisted with some social enterprises to get certain grants. But let's touch on what is a social enterprise. Okay, so a social enterprise is generally a business that has specific social objectives that serves its purpose. Essentially, a social enterprise is still a profit-driven entity. It's like a normal company. So if you come to me and say, I want to set up a social enterprise, then I will advise you to incorporate a company and run it like a company. But the difference between a social enterprise and a company, right, is that the main aim of the social enterprise is to maximize benefits to society and the environment. So let's say maybe you may want to start a company that maybe does sells maybe some hydroponic plants, and then the main aim of this, right, is to, even though you're profit driven, you are still being paid a salary, but the main goal is to educate or to proliferate the idea that we should be growing our own crops, and then is beneficial to the environment. Okay, I have many other examples, but I'm trying not to use my clients' examples as well. Okay, so or maybe I have maybe some people who set up a company, and then after that their main goal, right, is to reinvest the profits, right, into certain causes, like maybe they are doing a certain form of business, and then they want to, once the company makes money, right, they actually reinvest the money to provide certain services to certain disadvantaged groups of people. So it could be like maybe some disadvantaged women, or maybe some children who come from less well off families. So maybe you may want to provide them with some tuition classes, or provide them with some educational materials, or uh, laptops or iPads for them to help them with their studies. So social enterprise is kind of similar to like a charitable or welfare organization, but it's still essentially a company. The main purpose is that of the company is to maximize benefits, but it still is a profit-driven entity. So you are still talking about dollars and cents, and it's still run as a profit-driven entity like a company, and then you still have the normal annual return filing and everything that you have to go through. Okay, so the social enterprise, right, they are usually thought of as the middle ground between a traditionally profit-driven company, right, and a volunteer or non-profit organization. So let's compare the social enterprise to a traditional company. So like I mentioned, right, the social enterprise seeks to balance activities that provide financial benefits with social goals. Earning profits is not the primary motivation, even though it's one of the reasons that the company exists. And revenue still plays an essential role in sustaining the enterprise. So you still need revenue so that you can run the company profitably. Okay, the traditional company seeks to pay out the profits in dividends to its shareholders. So the main reason or main motivation for a normal company, right, would be to try to maximize shareholder return by paying out profits in dividends. But then a social enterprise, right, seeks to reinvest these profits into their social mission. So if let's say the company turns a profit of, let's say, 100,000 Singapore dollars, this 100,000 Singapore dollars, right, the main goal is actually to maximize uh, this profits, right, reinvest these profits, right, into the social mission. Let's say the social mission is to help disadvantaged women or less well off families. Then the main reason, the main use of these profits, right, would be to put back the money into trying to maximize this social mission. So we compare the social enterprise to volunteer organization, right? like I mentioned, social enterprise is still a profit-driven entity. The volunteer organization or non-profit organization, right? In this case, right, if you come to me and want to set up a non-profit organization, I'll set up a public company limited by guarantee for you. So a social enterprise, you still have paid up capital. Then from this paid up capital, you run the company, and then you do a profit. Then that's retained earnings, and then from this retained earnings, you can reinvest the profits into the causes. Or in certain cases, you may also still disburse out some dividends back to shareholders. But a volunteer organization or non-profit organization, right, they don't rely on this revenue. They rely on donations or external funding. So if let's say you come to me with a non-profit organization, to set up a non-profit organization, your main source of income, right, would be donations or external funding. Okay, so it's distinctively different from a volunteer organization. So who is the body that is so-called like regulating this social enterprise industry? It's actually RAISE, Singapore Centre for Social Enterprise. It was actually set up in 2015. The main goal is to develop the social enterprise sector. It was a cross-sector collaboration between the Ministry of Social and Family Development, National Council of Social Service, Social Enterprise Association, and the Tote Board. So RAISE defines social enterprise as business entities set up with clear social goals and where there are clear management intent and resources allocated to fulfill their social objectives. So you go to RAISE website, right, you can see that they spell out what they deem as a social enterprise. And then like for now, there's actually a portion there that mentions about COVID-19 and then how certain certain companies, right, with clear goals to help out companies in this COVID-19 period, right, they can apply for certain RAISE grant. So that's actually my next slide. So there are grants available, right? The grants available are Venture for Good grant, Venture for Good Youth grant, and the RAISE Impact Finance Plus. Okay, so the Venture for Good grant, right, is a grant up to 300,000. So if you qualify, right, you can apply for this Venture for Good grant. What you need to do is that you should have a company set up. If you don't have one, right, you can still send them your pitch deck. But if you have a company that's set up, right, then you have to come up with your pitch deck and everything, and then send it over to RAISE, and then they will assess whether it is worthy of giving you the grant. So the grant available is up to that limit amount, but then they will assess and then they'll see how much to give your company. Okay, so if you need any help with setting up a social enterprise, and you need help with a grant application, you can always come to us. We do have some special packages for social enterprises and non-profit organizations. So this is our simple way of supporting these enterprises or these entities, right, which do contribute to society. So we're trying to do a little bit by maybe coming up with special packages for them. Yeah, and that's all from me. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you in the next video.